Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now this video is another advice video because it's coming up to high season and there's so many guys that are saying to me, it's my first time, I've never been before, and so on. So I feel obliged to try to help you, and this is about how not to get ripped off because it's so easy to happen here and you really need to pay attention, where to go, where to avoid, or go once and try it, and what have you. Let me just sort of explain what you particularly want to avoid at the start, okay? Now, just before we start, guys, please check you're still subscribed because YT have been removing subscriptions from lots of Pattaya channels. So please double check that you're still subscribed. Okay, guys, and please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Please, it helps so much for the video. Just to tell you where we are, this is Wongamat Beach South, which is very popular with Thais. So you know where we are now, having this little walk while we talk, okay? Now, there are a couple of main rip-offs to avoid. The first one we'll do is just the go bars, the dancing bars. Now, in my opinion, you'll be curious. You'll wonder what they're like, and I understand that. What I recommend is that you go once only, so you can experience it and see for what it is. You see everything, but you go and only have maybe one beer or a couple of beers. And if you want to buy a drink for a girl, just to experience it, just do it once and understand what's going on and check the prices. Ask all the bar prices, and if you buy the girl a drink, that gives you the chance to speak to her and ask her things like the bar fine prices, ST prices, LT prices, and all that sort of thing. Then you'll realize just how much of a total complete rip-off these places are. You'll experience it once, and then it's out of your system, okay? Do it once, then never go back. You'll probably experience girls coming up to you and sitting down and saying, oh, my friend hasn't got a drink, hasn't had one all night, and then a friend comes over and sits down and you're expected to buy 2 drinks and so on. You need to avoid all this. Also, they'll scam with the shorts and the racks, a rack of tequilas and things, and 2 lovely looking girls come over and put a rack of drinks in front of you and say, would you like to buy a rack for these 2 ladies that are sitting next to you? And the ladies say, oh, can we have a short? Yes, I would love to have a short. And you just say, no, if you have the guts, so you really understand everything. Then there's no need to go back ever again. Now, another type of bar which you absolutely must avoid is the Russian bars, which are on Walking Street. Now, with these bars, they're a bit like a go, but set up differently in a special way so that you have to end up paying. With the go bar, you sit down, you're on your own, with the normal bar I'm talking about, and you just watch the girls on stage, and it costs you nothing except your own drink. Not the same in a Russian bar. What happens is you sit down, and they're set into alcoves, so you sit in a little alcove alone. And there's maybe 1 or 2 or 3 girls dancing, not many. Then one of those girls will then, without any prompt at all, will come off the stage, walk up to your alcove and start dancing in front of you. You didn't ask for it, but they do it anyway. And then the service staff will come over and say, there's a dancing fee, and you have to pay the dancing fee. You also have to pay the dancer a tip. And you have to buy her a drink, and the drinks are outrageous. Well, I didn't ask her to come. She came anyway. They don't care. They'll just say, she's here, she's dancing, you have to pay. Yeah? Now, other than that, the actual cost of drinks is outrageously high. Not only for you, but for the girl, the lady drink as well. As well as paying for her dancing and giving her a tip and giving her paying for an outrageously priced drink. That basically is what you need to avoid. And they say it's happening in your alcove, so you've got no choice. Yeah. So you understand now the way it's set up, and you're trapped. So really, you need to avoid these places. Okay, you understand now how it works. Now, if you want to check it out, I did a video about 8 months ago, all about Russian bars, and it goes into more detail. So have a look at that as well, so you know before you come here what not to do. I mean, this stuff really is important because it can ruin your holiday if you get ripped off, and you have no idea what's going on if you knew. What you need to delve into is many of the videos explaining all what happens in Pattaya, not only on my channel, but if you've got other channels as well. Another thing to avoid, which is a total rip-off again, is the touts that you see on Walking Street. There are girls and guys, and they have a card with pictures of girls, and they'll come and try to get you to go to a show, the ping pong show business, and all that rubbish. And it's a total rip-off, absolute rip-off. Never, never, never go, okay? Don't care if you feel tempted, never go. I have mentioned this several times before, but I'm just impressing it upon you, never to go with those touts, okay? You need to avoid it. They're only on Walking Street, they're never anywhere else. Now, just while we're talking about things to avoid, another one is street vendors who will come along. You might be sitting at a bar or at a restaurant, outside a restaurant, at a cafe or something, and they'll just walk in and they'll start trying to sell you something. Now, whatever they're selling, as a rule, it's well overpriced. I've even checked it out on occasions with some shops just to see what prices they are and compared to the shops. And usually they're double or more or 3 times the price. Now, an exception to this is the enhancement drugs, like Viagra and things. Those prices are usually okay. But the only question is whether they're selling copies or not. And the prices are okay, but you can't be sure. So really, you shouldn't buy stuff off them, off any vendor. That's a general rule. Okay? So now I've told you where not to go and where to avoid. Let's talk about where to go, where you get value for money. Now, a beer bar is a good option. But the only thing is that the staff tend to be a little on the older side and on the heavier side. But they're fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. They're absolutely fine. And the average sort of bar fine for those places is 500 baht, And ST is anywhere between 1,500 up to 3,000 baht, depending on the quality of the bar and the quality of who you're speaking to. Also, where you go to get value depends on how old you are. Now, if you look under 40-ish, or even if you're 50 or more, but you look younger, then you can try the nightclubs, such as iBar, Insomnia, Mist, Republic, which are all on Walking Street, and they're really good, and they're full of younger girls. Generally, you don't get many older women there simply because they can't compete with the younger girls. And of course, there's no bar fine there, and there's no lady drinks or anything like that. I mean, you don't have to buy a bottle of spirits in those places, but you wouldn't get a table if you didn't buy a bottle of spirits and mixers. And then you ask a girl to share it, and that's how you do it. Or if you want to be a little cheaper and get the Thai whiskey / rum, which is Sangsom or something like that, that's about just around 1,000 baht or so, which is very cheap. But the girls know the difference, and they know that that's the cheapest spirit you can buy. I mean, I remember one of those catwalk videos. I asked a girl, "What was your favorite drink?" And she said, "Absolute vodka." Not just vodka, Absolute. She even knew the name. So these girls do know the prices. They know the drinks. And they see what you're buying and they decide if you have money, if you're splashing the money or not. They know what the score is. They understand the prices. I mean, at the end of the day, the game you're playing is their game. So if you're younger, if you're younger looking, it's probably the route to take because there's no bar fine, there's no lady drinks, and the prices of ST and LC are similar to what I quoted earlier for the beer bars. Um, and there's also, I mean, it's not a rip-off, yeah? It's quite a reasonable price, and you get a big choice. They tend to be younger and better looking, to be honest, in the nightclubs. Then you'll find most of the places, except the really expensive rip-off go-go bars, which obviously you create is crazy money, and you don't want to bother going there, except the ones to try it. So a young man doesn't need to go there, because he can work, he can find girls, freelancers, no problem. Yeah. Now, if you're looking a bit older, you're sort of more than 50ish, and you look more than 50ish or so and beyond, then you can do the go-go bar once just to give it a try, to see what it's like and experience it, and then don't bother with it again. But the nightclubs, you probably won't have a lot of success, really, because there's a lot of competition from young guys and the younger girls. You understand the way it works? What all the older guys really now like is gentlemen's clubs. And there are a lot of them now, and they tend to have sprung up quite a lot recently. And there you get slightly older girls in their mid to late 20s and 30s, mid 30s. That's the sort of age. But Thai girls don't age so much when they're at that age. They still look young, so that's absolutely fine in my opinion. And they're happy with older guys. And the prices in gents clubs are excellent. There are certain ones which are particularly good. You just need to try them. The ones in the city I'm talking about. I mean, two in particular I can recommend is Maggie Mays and Heaven Above. And they've got some very, very nice stuff. And there are also some gents clubs on the dark side now, if you're going to stay over there. But the thing about the gents clubs is that everything is on site. You understand what I mean? And the prices are excellent. The drinks prices are just a little bit higher than a beer bar, and the lady drinks again are just a little bit higher than a beer bar. And the on-site fee is similar to a beer bar, like a bar fine, you know. In fact, it's cheaper in many cases, and ST and LT prices are again very similar to a beer bar. So they really are good value, and they're nice, relaxing places. I mean, some of them are particularly beautiful inside, and they have nice, relaxing music, not loud music, not like disco music. They have quiet music, quieter music. The music is at a reasonable level for older people, you know. I mean, gents clubs have sprung up all around now. They're getting very, very popular. The majority by far are in the city centre. But Pratamnak has about half a dozen. Jomtien has about half a dozen. And then across the other side, on the east side of Third Road, you've got a whole bunch over there on Soi Bangkok 8 and 5. So the only place you don't tend to have them is the north, like Naklua. So my recommendation is don't really stay much beyond Central Road. Just a little bit's okay, but really you don't want to be much further than like just half a mile or something just north of Central Road, no more than that. And add a red line on your map, you know. So gents clubs tend to be not in the north. They tend to be central Pattaya and further south. I mean, there are also, besides the gents clubs, another place which is very good, or two places in particular, which are very good value, which I recommend, are Soy 6 and Soy Pothole, which is Chaipoon 25. They're a bit different. They're similar but different. Both are very good value in my opinion. The difference between the two is Soy Pothole is probably for slightly older guys. It's definitely more relaxed, and again, they have all on-site facilities. Soy 6 is not only for younger guys, but also a lot of the staff tend to be young. The girls tend to be young. And obviously what happens is there's a huge amount of girls. So you can have your choice. But when it gets busy, like in high season, then the younger ones will have their choice and tend to go for the younger guys again. And the ones in their 30s and late 20s will go for the older guys. That's sort of the way it works. Now, one last thing I would like to just mention to you. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video about the insight into the mind of a Pattaya girl, which is Cookie. Now, you may have watched that video, but there's something that I completely forgot to tell you, and I should have mentioned it. And the other day, Cookie called me up, because she listens to the videos, and she said, "You forgot something." And she told me what it was. I said, "Oh, yeah, I did do." Apparently, one of Cookie's sponsors sent her a message saying, "I want to buy you a ring and bring it with me when I come to see you. So what is your ring size?" And the question then, which Cookie couldn't resist asking, was, "For which finger?" I thought that was funny. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope it's helped you, this, to understand the pitfalls and everything, and where to get value for money and what to avoid. It's just like a comprehensive video to pushing everything into one video, if you like, because the other thing is, you've got to be careful with your money at the moment, with all the inflation and everything. So, I'm trying to help you to save money. Yeah? Now then, guys, don't forget to subscribe and check that you're still subscribed if you already are, but check that you are, and like and share and click notification. Okay, and thank you for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful time when you come. And thank you. I'll see you on the next video.